as you notice, the restroom. There's the road. Before you do Frary Peak, if you have any urge to go to the restroom at all, that is where you want to go. There is very little cover on this mountain at all to slip away, and plus I think you're only allowed like 20 or 30 feet to off trail, to even go off trail, and it is strictly enforced. So if you have the urge, that's the place you want to stop before you do your hike. Okay, almost at the 3/4 mark, 3/4 of a mile. You got the junction to Frary Peak and Dooley Knob. Boop. That's Frary to the south, Dooley to the north. Right up there, that little point there, that's Dooley Knob. If you're looking for just a quick hike and a view of the north side of the island, I would highly recommend Dooley Knob. If you are looking to bag a peak, and probably, in my opinion, the most beautiful spot on the island, I would go to Frary. But I'm trying to move quickly. The bugs are insane. I don't hardly ever come out here unless it's winter time. This was a bad time for me to come. All right, we're a mile into it, and we're gonna start hitting some pretty cool rock outcroppings. Oh, see that? Grouse. We're gonna hit some rock outcroppings coming through here, and then we're gonna duck through these boulders here. I will always know this as Golem's Rock. This is there was a geocache hidden in this area the very first time I came out here to visit, and it was called Golem's Rock. Duck through here. There is a path out and around. Sometimes you don't want to come through here. This is a spot that people will hide and pee, so sometimes it gets a little rank. That's why I said go before you hit the trail. Alright, another view of that. And after Golem's Rock, or whatever they call it out here, you're going to start doing some switchbacks and climbing. And we will start pushing up towards the ridge. Then you will be totally exposed. And it gets hot. So far, no buffaloes. We've had an encounter up here. Me and the kids were up here one night, and we knew where there was a couple laying down. There was one laying down off in the distance, and by the time we got off the peak and we're coming back down, it had moved, but we saw it. We saw a shadow of it, and that shadow kept on getting bigger and bigger. And it was moving towards us, and it was kind of weird because we couldn't tell how close it was getting, or if we really needed to be too concerned. We just know that it kept on getting bigger. Well, about that rock area is where we decided we were gonna take a little safety. So we got off the trail and went up in those rocks because I knew it wouldn't follow us into the cliffy area. And when we got on top and we looked back, the buffalo was waiting right on the trail for us. So we kind of waited it out and then snuck down the front of that ridge, and as quietly as we could over to where I am now. But boy, that had my daughter freaked out. She kept on looking back for that buffalo, and she called it the ghost buffalo. And we made a couple of Scooby-Doo references too, but that was one of our adventures. I don't know if she's come back out here with me since, but I got a couple of really beautiful shots at night at this saddle, and you can see the city lights all lit up. The lake is pitiful. There's hardly any water in it. But all right, I'll keep on moving. Quit boring you with my silly stories, and we'll get up to the top. That really is just my one big old grumpy buffalo that I always encounter. From the bottom, it looked like there was a couple laying there, but yeah, this kind of seems, this like is his spot. So I've walked around him before. Usually he likes to hang out like right in those rocks over there. All right, I'm gonna keep away from him, but I think we're good to kind of go up and around him at this distance. So yeah, I would say I'm probably about 50 feet away from him. He seems to be doing all right. All right, mile 3. To me, beyond mile 3 is where it turns into some fun. I think this is the best section. This is what makes the bugs and everything else worth coming out here for. Yep, that's my shot of Frary Peak. Peak log and geocache. I actually own that geocache. I just made the peak log the geocache. The original one had to be moved. Whew, here it is. Give you a 360. Bug. Sorry. Those are the cliffs we just came across. Oh, my son. Going down the regular route. Had the peak to myself, that was kind of nice. Bugs were bad on top, but good across the last ridge. So I didn't stay on top very long. In the wintertime, this is where it kind of drifts up. Gets a little sketchy right through here. This whole little dip, this whole area here gets kind of drifted. And then the trail gets a little narrow through the rocks over there. But other than that, this is a pretty clear-cut trail. Had a fire, was it 2 years ago? This whole ridge was on fire. Recovering nice though. This is the area when I came up early one morning that I came across the bighorn sheep coming right across this trail and chilling out in those trees right below me here. I'll put pictures of that in there and show you. They were a little fuzzy, they were a little far away, but it's kind of cool. It gets a little picky through here. I like to take the jagged rocks. I like to have a little more grip. Cut a little higher. right, and then I'll just be back up that ridge. I'll reverse my track and call Frary Peak done. Right, back at the junction. Dooley Knob. Let's do this. Here's the view. That ridge where I saw a herd of buffalo run down and run across the road right by those restrooms down there. And it sounded just like the movies. It was rumbling. Dust was flying everywhere. It was pretty cool. I wished I would have had a phone to record it back then. It was probably the neatest thing. There's the 360. All right, Dooley Knob done. Let's go home. All right, I'm almost down to the parking lot, and I started thinking maybe I was a little harsh to Antelope Island. I have been here a lot, you know. I've done many. I've probably been here and climbed that mountain about 30 times. So, you know, I've explored all over the place, and the bugs really irritate me. I mean, they are pretty much, seems like 9 months out of the year, you're gonna have bugs. You know, you can find some sweet spots here and there, but there are some really cool and interesting places to see on Antelope Island. Not to even mention the center to go to, and there's camping. People ride horses out here. There's bike trails everywhere. You can come out here and ride your bikes. There's a lot to do out here. It is a good state park. I'm just a little biased when it comes to the mountains, I guess. I would rather be in trees in the mountains, and so yeah, I was just being a little grumpy, I guess. It's not a bad place, so don't if you planned on visiting it and you're watching this, come out and visit. All right, I'm gonna sign out. I will talk to you again later. Y'all take care.